Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Thursday with Big Fish, Little Fish. I am the Little Fish, Bigger Fisho. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, Michael. And typical Thursday at Invercargill. We were at Winton last week, Michael. Looking forward to the day there today. What I've noticed is we have a few more Canterbury Raiders down there. Brent White's down there with obviously a team that he's travelled for the last couple of weeks, the likes of Burlington. Mark Jones has ventured down there, Michael, with a couple of really nice maidens we'll touch on shortly. So the Canterbury Raiders are certainly visiting the nice stakes, the $10,000 maidens that the club are putting up.
Yeah, and both Mark and Brent have a horse or have horses in the big race of the day. It's a beauty, race 7. Look, Robin's Playboy's been so good from a mobile. He's looked machine-like. In this field, Craig, up against Vintage Cheddar and Burnham Boy and Burlington, if he mucks around like he did in that standing start race 2 starts ago, this is not going to be an easy assignment.
Really good field, isn't it? A lot of depth for this race. I mean, when Robin's Playboy raced from a stand a couple of weeks ago, there was 1 or 2 chances in the race. This race, you could put 4 or 5 up in the air, and you could say, I could back all of those 4 or 5. I'm talking about Burnham Boy, Burlington, Lawrence, Vintage Cheddar, Robin's Playboy. These are all serious racehorses that will keep winning races. So I thought it was a tricky race to analyse, and also a tricky race for the bookmakers to price. They've got Robin's Playboy at $3.50. They're saying, hey, listen, we think he's at the right price. If you want to take that, we're willing to take the chance on him, because he did miss away 2 weeks ago from a stand. He swung sideways. They run quick off the front. Kirsten Barclay ran them, and he never got into the race. That could eventuate again tonight. If a Rock and Roll King or a Burlington found the front, I don't think the lead would be there for him. So I think it's, again, a race you've got to analyse and think, what price am I willing to take?
Interestingly, Craig, I think the fact it's quite a good field may help him. I think there might be more moves, whereas last time when he got beaten from the standing start, he had to make his own move and there was no one to take him into the race. So I'm happy enough to take 3.5, but gee, it's a pretty good field. I need to ask you about a horse, a glamour horse in race 9 today. Dark Horse is back. We know how good she is. She's very, very good, but the bookies are giving you $5. For people watching this who think, why is she paying so much? What's the answer?
2 things. I think she's probably well in need of a run. She was down to race last week. She didn't start. She comes to race this week where 50 metres fresh up when they'll trot 3:30 off the front. Boy, I think it's a bridge too far for her. As good as she is, Michael, I like to see these horses have at least a run or 2 under their belts before I'm prepared to attack them off a big mark. I think she's vulnerable today. I think the bookmakers have said $5. We'll put that up to entice you. There'll be a few that'll jump in. I certainly won't be one of them.
Yeah, particularly because most of her rivals are race hardened and they will drive against her. Okay, what have you got for us today at Invercargill? There's 10 races. So what do you like for the punters out there watching the Big Fish, Little Fish?
A couple of interesting runners, Michael. Race 2, really nice horse called Don't Lie to Me. A full to delightful major that Mark Jones trained. Sam Motley drove at the Ashburton Trials to win last week and actually beat an all-stars runner that lines up on Friday called Hattie, which is quite a smart individual, no superstar, but beat it fairly and squarely. Like this one, show good gate speed to find the front, an Art Major filly with a good draw, Michael. So race 2, number 4, excuse me, Don't Lie to Me. Bookmakers put up $3. I think as we do this, Big Fish, Little Fish, she's $2.80. I thought she's one that you could multi up. And one that goes round later on in the day that I thought dropped back a long way in grade is We Can Dream. Gee, he's been good the last couple of weeks. He's raced Robin's Playboy a fortnight ago. He's raced Burlington last week. He's dropped back from that rating 70 to get into a 50 to 58. Now, he is a 57. He's come back way in grade, and he gets into a race where there's no superstars in there, the likes of Miss Impression and Franco Huntington. They've been whacking away in this grade for a while. I just thought he fell into the right race, and he's $3.60. So We Can Dream, a nice bet later in the program.
Mate, liking that. We'll be back later on today on Harness Racing New Zealand or hrnz.co.nz, or check us out on the Facebook page to preview Cambridge tonight.